The universe contains multitudes, but it also contains me.
Every year that you live, that world will get bigger and brighter. And more detailed and complex. You fill the whole thing. It'll be a universe. Isn't that wonderful?
This movie is so deep. Hey everyone, welcome back to the Movie Buddy. I'm your host Josh Blumenkrantz, and today I am reviewing The Life of Chuck, directed by Mike Flanagan, based on the Stephen King short novel. It's a story that is a little unconventional, a little bit of fantastical, but has a little bit of fantasy elements, but real life things going on in life, just in general. So going into this movie, I wasn't sure what to make of it. I just knew that it won the TIFF Audience Award, that people really were loving it out of TIFF in general, and just that had Tom Hiddleston, Mark Hamill, and I heard they had like really good performances in it, and that it was just a real crowd pleaser. So I was very excited to see this movie, and I have to say I was very, very surprised. Like this movie, it's not like Stephen King's other work. It's not scary. It's more whimsical and more charming and more deep than that. It has like such a dramatic level and heft to it. There's definitely some supernatural elements to it, but at the end of the day, you're feeling very good, very happy, I would say, for the most of it. And it's about a man named Chuck Krantz, who is an accountant, and he has a very heavy love for dance. And of course, I love dancing. It's like a guilty pleasure of mine. Just do it when no one's looking. But anyway, yeah, it's about his life basically chronologically in reverse. So you kind of see the end of his life. That's how the movie starts. And then it kind of takes a turn and goes backwards to like when he is as an adult and then when he is as a child. And this man has gone through quite a bit for an average person. He lost his parents. He basically gets a job as an accountant, but is that what he really wants to do? He kind of discovers this love of dance and kind of fuels him to like live his best life and just interact with people. And it's the people that make this movie overall. It's like you meet everyday people on the streets, you meet everyday people when you go to work, and you meet everyday people just in general, your loved ones. Because these are the people that you grow to know over time and how they make an impact on you and how you make an impact on them. So Act 3 is Thank You, Chuck. It's basically Chuck on his deathbed, and he's worked 39 years as an accountant, and there's a teacher who is exploring all these thank you messages, and the world, it's pretty much going downhill. It's basically like the apocalypse, and you kind of see these people and how much of an impact that Chuck left on them. Chuck is just dying. It's honestly very sad. It's the one part of the movie that at first watch I wasn't sure what was going on. I was a little bit confused until like I saw the rest of the movie, obviously. But like I was just kind of feeling not connected to it as I should have. But I feel like I rewatched now. If I were to watch this movie again, I've only seen it once. I feel like I would appreciate it more knowing what I know now about the film. But yeah, there were other characters. That was just like the one flaw I had. It's just they are very underdeveloped. They had good moments, basically in like one scene or sometimes two, and I just didn't feel connected to them. Except for like Tom Hiddleston's character, of course, because he's like the main guy. But yeah, that's just kind of how I felt about Act 3, which is the beginning of the movie. And overall, I just kind of felt like I just wanted to see some stuff go down, and go down it does. Act 2 is called Buskers, and it's basically showing Chuck in middle age, and he's kind of like, doing his everyday routine. He's an accountant. He's just taking a stroll, and then he sees the street performer. And without giving too much away, there's a big musical kind of number in this, and I was in love with it. Like this was giving me like La La Land vibes, Singing in the Rain vibes, just so many different aspects of it that just felt good. Like it felt good to see that, and just community coming together, having this special moment, and it just took my breath away. It really did. Like this made the movie excel for me on a whole nother level after the first act or last act, whatever you want to call it. But my God, this movie, it just made me feel so good in this moment. I was just blown away, floored, and I just wanted more of it. And you kind of see a hint of like what's going to happen to Chuck down the road that leads to him toward the end of his life. But it's all like foreshadowing leading up to a greater purpose. But my God, Act Two was amazing. And this is the act that Tom Hiddleston really gets to shine. He's front and center. He's just, like he gives such a like casual performance, but the man can move is what I can really say, like without spoiling anything major. I mean, you can see it in the trailer, like there's like so much going on with this character, but like, oh my God, like he's not gonna get nominated for like an Oscar or anything, but this man can really do it all. Like just put him in everything. Then there's Act One, Contain Multitudes. Now this is showing Chuck as a young child in like two phases of his life. And this is where he discovers his love for dance. He lost his parents. He's also living with his grandparents now. And Mark Hamill gives such a well-deserved Oscar-nominated worthy performance for me. My God, this man, he was really just digging deep into like Chuck's life, giving him like really good advice about like math and like dance and how it all connects together and just like not give up on your dreams. Like I love that. It was really making me feel emotionally high. Like I just loved it. And the actor who plays young Chuck, Benjamin Pagic, he was great. The kid can dance, he can do it all, and he comes from Broadway, so like he might have a really interesting future going forward. But man, he just captured Chuck so well. Like you kind of root for him. He's going through all his like kind of downward troubles as a child. Then he eventually turns into like Jacob Tremblay. But both of them give a great performance as Chuck. Kind of growing up and seeing the world. And there is a scene that involves Mark Hamill and Benjamin that later kind of ties back into the movie, and it just kind of foreshadows everything. And it's just like, oh, it's so deep and gut wrenching, and like all of the feelings. Like I'm just like, ooh, it's such a thing that like makes you think about life and like how short time can pass you by. But it's like you got to take those chances. You got to like seize the moment and just kind of go for it. But man, this movie just like hit me deep. It really did. I just was kind of blown away by the message of the movie. And just it's the kind of movie that we need right now, truly. Like it's like, as a world that we are like divided, it's kind of like a movie that can kind of bring everyone together. And I think people are really going to fall in love with this film when it expands next week for other theaters and other places. Like I was just on the verge of tears. Like that's how much this movie got to me. You just you got to hold on to your loved ones, talk to them as much as you can, and just remember that you make an impact on other people and they make an impact on you at the end of the day. But yeah, this movie, I could see a lot of awards potential for it. Maybe I could see why it won the TIFF Audience Award. It's a crowd pleaser. It makes sense. For Oscars, maybe this can get nominated for Best Picture. I could see a world where it does get nominated for Screenplay. Mark Hamill, maybe, but only if the movie comes along with it. It's going to be tough for this movie because it's coming out so early in the summer versus like when we get to like award season down in the fall. And Neon just bought like several movies from Cannes Film Festival, so it's like, are they going to focus on this compared to those other movies? It's hard to say, but it'll be interesting to see if this can stay in the conversation. But yeah, overall, I'm going to give this movie a 9 out of 10. Like, couldn't quite get to that 10 out of 10. It was pretty close. There are just some other characters in this movie that, while they have good moments, they don't feel developed enough for me to care. So I just kind of fell it back by the wayside. And those are my thoughts on the life of Chuck. If you like what you heard, go and hit the subscribe button on the channel. I greatly appreciate your feedback and your support. And remember, when you go to the movies, bring your buddy and talk about movies. Until next time, bye.